All right, welcome everyone. Akasha here. Welcome to the Spiritual Weather Report. It's July 4th. Happy Independence Day if you're in the US. This is about the Sirius Spiritual Gateway, and that is all about freedom and freedom in your spiritual self, your spiritual growth. So we're going to dive into all of that. I wanted to share this beautiful double rainbow we had the other day, and let's go ahead and dive in. The Sirius Spiritual Sun Gateway and July energies. This week, today, yesterday, it really technically started, but you could have been feeling this for a while. I got texts from clients and students sharing how they felt this weekend. Oh my gosh, I haven't had pain in the first time I haven't had pain in months, or the first time I feel stronger, I feel lighter. So remember, we're coming out of emotional energies, but we're still in them. And so let's look at this beautiful, beautiful, delicious gateway. Now, what we are going to do today is an activation with the Sirius sun. It's our spiritual sun. The physical sun is our gateway, and these are balancing. So this is balance of above, below, within, without, intuitive, feminine, spiritual, masculine, action-oriented, physical. And that's balance, okay? But this is a freedom of our spiritual self. So you're going to be lifted up. You're probably already feeling love and lifting. You're going to have much more expanded intuition opportunities. So I hope you'll join my Intuition Awakening camp, summer camp that's going to start at the end of July. You join now and you get the whole course, and you can get started right away on all kinds of amazing things. So that's into nanakasha.com/intuition camp. The link is below. You can also go to the shop and it'll redirect you and ask me anything, okay? We have 3 different ways to pay. Returning students get a special price with 3 ways to pay as well. And so this is an opportunity to use the energies this summer, because the Sirius Gateway will be this week, but then the alignment between the sun and Sirius, the spiritual sun and the physical sun, is going to continue until the Lion's Gate 8/8 in August. And I do an online ceremony then, and you should join. It's wonderful. So it's kind of a July long thing that we're going to be bathed in reconnecting to our feminine intuitive skills in a loving way. That's a supportive energy for you to actually consciously work on your intuitive gifts. So it's one of the reasons that we do it in the summer. Okay, so let's look at what happens here. Our physical sun, Ra, and I have a lot of stones. I've invited the ancients in. I've got the star tetrahedron, which is a very, very important shape, perfectly balanced pyramids intersecting above and below, feminine and masculine, spinning, creating your Merkaba, or your original light body, which we're way more advanced from now, but that was one of the first ways to represent it. And I have these stones representing our sun and the blue Sirius star sun. And so these are encased in pyramids and citrine for clarity, and Egyptian bast, and all of these beautiful energies, even my little unicorn, because this is magical spiritual energies that we're tapping into. And I'm going to really draw you into looking at freedom. Are you free? And if not, what's going to come up for you, because these energies are here to support you. Okay, so when our physical sun Ra connects with our spiritual sun Sirius and creates a clear and open uplifting energy portal, it means you're connecting with and will have more support and communication between your body and your soul, or your higher self, or your senses, or your ability to tune in to receive and utilize higher frequency energies. This is a very special and healing time. And like I said, many people are feeling stronger, healthier, and more revitalized. So this is still on special. We're getting so many questions about the Magnetize Your Beloved session that we've left it on special. And I also want to invite you to the September equinox retreat. It's time to plan for that. We have about 3 months until the equinox, and everything we do leads to the equinox. Then we go to the solstice, but we're going to the next equinox. The equinox is the most powerful time on the planet. It is a time of equilibrium. So we go to power spots, we go to ancient sites. Today, I'm going to take you in the activation to the Queen's Chamber in the Great Pyramid in Egypt, which has shafts that align to Sirius. There was a reason it was called the Queen's Chamber. Nobody was buried there. It was the Queen's Chamber because it is where you went to activate ceremonies and alignment to higher frequencies of feminine intuitive energies. Okay. And the balance of the mass, the King's Chamber, so to speak, aligning with Orion, and underneath the beloved, the above and below. And so when you go to these sacred places, you can look at the pictures, like you can look at some of the pyramids here. And I know some of you have been here to some of these places with me. And you look at them, they hold energy. They're built on vortexes. They're filled with years of ceremony, belief, understanding, connections. They still hold that energy. So when you go, you tap into it and you bring energies with you that no one else has brought there, and you awaken energies. So you come to these retreats for a massive awakening, to be pampered and loved and lifted in ceremony and explored and open your realms beyond. People see energies and colors and communicate with their Atlantean selves, and all kinds of things happen because we do the cacao ceremonies, we do the sacred ceremonies, we go to the sacred sites, and we do it all within loving activations and everything. I pamper you and love you up. And this is key because you not only need the love, the connection to get out of your life, you need to get to these sacred places. You need to realize that you're the most important cog in your life. And if you don't step into your sacred space and keep evolving, you can't live the life you came here to lead. And you can't serve, give, love at the highest level. And who you've been and how you've been loving and how you've been giving is not the peak of your power. And the Intuition Awakening class, this is, you can sign up all the way until we get started at the end of the month, but the sooner you sign up, the better, because you can start playing with our goodies. And one of the bonuses this year is an intuition, tapping into the 2022 energies of intuition. Because have you changed in the last year? Well, I know I have. I've changed so much since the beginning of the year. It's been pretty intense this year, right? Listen to some of my previous spiritual weather reports and you'll start to see and understand the energies that you're traveling through, and why, when you understand the spiritual weather, the energies that are helping you right now or the energies that are limiting you right now, you can limit your frustration. You can be free to be supported to move forward if you don't try to force your personal agenda, which is not freedom. All right, the peak energies today and tomorrow, but you're going to feel it all week. And it's also Independence Day. So these energies are supporting you. Now, Sirius is about freedom and true spiritual freedom, because it is the spiritual sun. And it's a really very, not only, but really focused on the third eye crown chakras, which include your palm portals. Okay. And in my light body work and my infinity light weaving, I teach you how to do this, and the chakra class and everything. And that simply gives you the freedom to discover yourself. Who are you really? You don't really know, because you've never been allowed to be you. You've been told who you should be, and you've been trying to please people or trying to achieve things. You're in relationships you feel stuck and obligated to, but you sometimes might not even consider leaving. I have a lot of clients that are leaving major relationships or major jobs, really making deep choices. They're very scary. They're walking through them with my support. And this is one of those weeks where they're just going to rise into that energy. It's going to free them and let them see. We had things hidden, right, a couple of months ago, and then they started coming to the surface. And now we're getting more sun and more light with the solstice. And now we're coming into this balanced sun, life force sun. That's light, increasing your light. So this is freedom for you to discover who you really are, to love yourself, and to rise to your potential that's been hidden until now. So this is my home that we've been creating, our sanctuary. We're going to welcome you here to pool, jacuzzi, steam room, beach, and a lot of ceremony, loving activations, healings, crystals, cacao, and delicious foods. Sirius Gateway and freedom. So think about the true energy under freedom. This is the definition of freedom: the condition of being free of restraints. So where are you restrained? Where are you limited? Where do you feel stuck in your life? Anywhere, okay? In your mind, in your limits, in your fear of what somebody might think, in your family beliefs, in your relationship with your spouse, in your work, in your job. Where do you feel restrained? especially the ability to act without control or interference by another or by circumstances. Really decipher this. Where do I feel, or do I feel anywhere in my life, the ability to act without control or interference by anyone else, by my circumstance? Well, I don't have the money, so I can't go to the retreat. I can't join the intuition class because I shouldn't put money on my credit card. Well, that's a limit. And I'm not telling you to go do that. I'm just saying, look at that, because one of my specialties used to be to get my clients to expand their energy fields and see and find the money, solutions, opportunities, and ways to go to a retreat or to build their business or to take a vacation or whatever they wanted it for. And money is only one representative of energy. All right. So where do you feel limited by your circumstances? Where can you free yourself from that? Doesn't mean, oh, I have to wait until I have $1 million in the bank and then I'll feel free and then I'll be able to spend money and do what I want. No, you have to start to trust your individual spiritual powers, that whatever you need on the path you're moving towards, as long as you're listening to your inner self, is going to be there. Okay. By another, that may be literally somebody telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, or it may be emotional, right? We have relationships that are toxic and people are used to us acting a certain way. And we've made an agreement, maybe unspoken, to be their, be a slave to their desires, to their way of thinking. They may get angry or threaten us. They may say that disown you or ridicule or accuse you. This is what has happened throughout history on the planet. If you are a free thinker, if you are connected to spirituality, if you are your own authority, if you are going straight within and not letting the masses and the fear and the drama that you're seeing break down all around you, it's illusion, it's falling apart. Let it fall apart. Don't get sucked into it. Stand as a spiritual beacon of light, separate from it. Not being controlled by another nation or political power. We'll just replace that with not being controlled by the family thoughts or beliefs, or, especially health ones. Please stop getting these 5,000 tests of, and well, your great grandmother might have had breast cancer, so we should chop all your breasts off or something. Like, please, okay? You do not have to get a disease, period, end of story. But if you are not free to believe in your own inner power and your own inner health abilities to heal and to access the vibrations. Now, that might be a doctor, or it might be an energy healer. It might be homeopathics, or it might be a decongestant. I'm not judging how you receive your healing. Just unplug from other people's opinions, taking the authority away from you, because it's one of the places we have really lost our freedom is in health. Them holding back information and forcing cures with pills and things that just lead you down a path into more and more trauma and hell. So when you need to use something, really understand you have the freedom to ask, you have the freedom to change doctors, you have the freedom to change husbands, you have the freedom to change your clothes or your hair color, you have the freedom to change. Because this is the time of not being controlled by the path, by the fear, by the soul contracts, by the past lives that are still holding wounds, not to be controlled by the conditions and that feeling of being in prison or captivity. So this is deep energy, but really spiritual, loving, light energy. It's just that under this idea of freedom sounds really great. It's my number one quality. I love it. However, it can really push your buttons. So what a beautiful combination that these two suns are bringing light and energy to us, balancing us so that these things that we're not allowing ourselves to be free from can come to the surface. So how do you read underneath that idea or energy and find the truth for you right now? The idea of freedom and the definition we just went through. You instinctively want to be free. We all do, because we are divine, infinite, eternal beings. You want to be free from your oppressors, the rules and the rulers outside yourself. There's some rules you might like. Maybe you've been a rule enforcer. Maybe you've been more of a control person, especially with yourself. So these are all the places we're freeing ourselves from self-judgment, from self-sabotage. Okay, there's all levels of freedom that's possible. We could be our own oppressor, our other lives keep or doubts or beliefs or contracts within our energy field, embedded in our brain and our mind and our emotions, are running the show. We have to interrupt those patterns. So those are the oppressors. Rules we've agreed to that we keep following, even though we know they don't serve us anymore. And rulers, people, institutions, anything outside yourself. Yet you've been conditioned and programmed and lived a long time within those rules and boundaries that were not set up for your highest potential. They were set up for control of some other reason. And like I said, sometimes it's great. Everybody follows the traffic rules. We have a lot less accidents. I'm okay for those rules, okay? You understand, agreed upon rules that serve the greater good, but not a particular perspective. We can't say, well, I get to be free, but you have to do it my way. You have to let go of controlling everyone else too, okay? Anything that limits you in a way that is not allowing you to love and express yourself freely is limiting your freedom in a very deep way. And it's true for other people. So are you being the oppressor for someone else in your life? Are you controlling them? Are you judging them? Are you trying to force them to do something, to agree with something? Even you waiting for, let's say, your spouse to be okay with your spirituality so that you can put your crystals out and take time to meditate and not watch the news. And they may not like that idea. And you're just trying to like, but I really need it, but I don't want to upset anybody, whatever. You're not serving them by holding yourself back. Okay. The truth needs to rise to the surface. This is one of our recent sunset clouds. So it's a lovely time to be bathed in blue light. All right. Enjoy the thin spiritual veil and the clarity of replenishing and recharging energies. This are the energies of Sirius. It's also an excellent time to take advantage of the freedom and independence energies and look deep into your mind, your body, your emotions, your relationships, your life. Are you free? Are you free? I know I'm not free. I'm way more free than I used to be, but I'm not free in the way that I would like to. Do you happily get up each day, excited to explore your true nature, enjoy the guidance and subtle, infinite, loving energies, and support the higher realms and support that the higher realms contain? This is how I get up and do my day now. Ooh, goody. Do you feel like you can study, apply, and explore your higher, infinite, powerful spiritual nature and your intuitive gifts, your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience? Or do you feel repressed in your job, income, ability to dress, speak, love, create in a way that fully opens you to your higher powers, talents, and soul gifts? These are some of the questions you can ask yourself to find out if you really are free in certain areas, and it's going to help you find the bars, the shackles, the prisons, the locks that you have put in your heart or in your throat or in your third eye to prevent you from seeing, prevent you from expressing, prevent you from tapping into your true nature. We've put these barriers in because very, very terrible and painful things have happened to us and those we love by being our true spiritual nature. We still don't have religious and spiritual freedom on the planet. I mean, even the US says, oh, state and religion are supposed to be divided, but it's not. So you have to really understand that this is a breakdown of paradigms that you maybe love and believe in, but you can still keep the loving energies that built that paradigm while being free. I draw from many, many things. You'll see all kinds of different energies here. I'm not anything. I don't have a label. I'm a spiritual being that likes to pull in the energies that mean something to me, that feel good to me in the moment that they do. So these energies are magic, and yet if you're not free, you cannot see, think, or access these energies at the level that you're going to want to. You're going to feel them. They're going to be nice. They're going to be some subtle changes. You might even notice those changes, but unless you free yourself from, I have to worry about everyone else, and you truly pay attention to the spiritual weather, then you aren't walking in the energies as fully as you can. So please use these beautiful energies that are here and waiting for you that will make you feel like your life is a dream. All right, so the spiritual sun, the blue, violet, light, loving energy, Sirius Gateway, and freedom. I want you to really feel that. We're going to go in. I started this live stream twice and I finally gave up and went over to Zoom and made this as a recording for you. So twice I have already called in the Sirians, connected us through that. Don't worry, we'll do that at the end, but you're already inside of the Infinity Healing Chamber. You're already inside of my sacred space. You're balanced between above and below. You're balanced between the spiritual and physical suns. You are already surrounded with these loving beings and energy. So please feel it. relax, let go of everything else, and just come very present into this space. I want this information I'm sharing to go past your mind and into you to help you free. This energy now comes to you. If you so choose, say, I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to receive these energies inside of this sacred chamber. I am protected and aligned to my highest good. And I acknowledge the balance of the sun and the spiritual sun within me and around me. The cone of light above and below me, anchoring me above, below, and within. I acknowledge the all-seeing eye, the spherical consciousness of the flower of life all around me in this sacred infinity healing chamber. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So will it be easy to see where you are not free and detached? Maybe, but probably not. Because from your current perspective, you're immersed in it. And if you're awakening and you're really starting to pay attention to how you're uncomfortable with this and you don't like that, you're going to make sure that you're evolving. And evolving means that things are going to change. You're going to be uncomfortable with something you used to be comfortable with. There's a reason it needs to change or go or shift because you need to look at something new. These are bringing in energies. There's way better and more energies, higher energies, more healing energies, more ease energies, more of the power state energies in this energy coming through right now than anything that you have lived. So in general, we've been taught that change equals loss, pain, and a mistake. And so self-doubt is deeply embedded, and the need to get others' approvals and to follow what others say, you must do, be, have, or be good enough or safe, right? So this is what you're freeing yourself from because you don't need that to be safe. Now, I understand that there's a lot of women right now that are rising into their feminine power, as is the purpose of the moment. Everyone is rising more into their intuitive feminine, but there's a lot of actual beings in feminine bodies like you and I, and we're realizing that we understand cycles and we have strength that we have only tapped into maybe in childbirth or multitasking, you know, and that change isn't loss, that it's a cycle. And that right now we're shedding our old and we're allowing what we have built within that's already ready for us to come out, but we don't even know what it is because it's been hidden. So if you keep waiting and waiting for that you to be exposed and bloom into the world and let every excuse in the world, like, well, I don't have money, my husband makes all the money, or my kids have this, or my daughter has that. I'm not telling you to not take care of your kids. You have to take care of all the practical things, but you most likely don't have to think about them the way that you did. You don't have to solve them the way you did. You don't have to be the one to do everything. You can get more help. How do you free your time? How do you free your energy? How do you free your happiness so that the energy that you're doing everything with is freeing other people and lifting them up instead of trudging through your life or frustrated or repressed or disrespected or not seen. So you might literally say, I'm stuck right here. I can't go anywhere. I need this person for that, and I need money for this, and I need that. That is you allowing your conditions and your relationships to put you in prison. You are not free anymore. You have to be free from those constraints. It first has to happen in your heart. You have to say, I know I can be free. I know this isn't about anything else controlling me. And then you have to start to face the emotions that are in the way. And then you have to start realize that you have thought patterns and agreements with people that you're not willing to break because they might not like you or someone might get upset. You're just going to find all of this in there. But today I want you to free yourself from the idea of being held back by anyone or any energy pattern. These are called slave patterns, servant, stuck, contracted, meaning like soul contracts. Now allowed, not allowed, not allowed, or bound in any way to others or the past. Today is your freedom day, and this week you're going to be guided through that. So accepting and living your personal freedom, this requires self-realization and self-love and self-trust and surrender, which is acceptance and letting go of the old paradigm you've been thinking in, okay? So as the world crumbles and reforms, you are a key to it. If you hold on to your old mindsets and fears, you perpetuate the length and the drama and the chaos of the metamorphosis that's happening around us. Woo, there's our rainbow again. I love how it came right into our ocean, right outside of our house. So claiming your freedom and connecting to your spiritual life force or power sun. We're going to do an activation in a moment, and this is going to be a powerful activation. You're going to want to repeat it, and you're going to want to repeat it way past this week. You might want to repeat it all of July into the Lionsgate. You might want to pull it out every now and then. Just because we're tapping into the energies today doesn't mean you don't ever use this again, because guess what? The energies will be imprinted on the recording. So will it be fulfilling, you claiming your freedom and finding all the things where you're locked, shackled, stuck, and choosing to start to free little by little parts of you to see the crack? Because these higher realms can show you the solutions. Once you accept, you transcend these old things that limit you. You have harmony in the mind. The mental body starts to connect and harmonize with solutions and powers and energies and whatever you need beyond anything you can imagine, because you've never lived that way. So it's very fulfilling. But will it rub the other people the wrong way? You bet. Okay. So in fact, you may be in relationships that you're starting to see hidden things that you didn't realize were there, and now you can see them. You're realizing you've changed, you've moved on. This is not something that's forever. You may need to leave, renegotiate, or reevaluate relationships. That couldn't be love relationships, it could be work relationships, it could be employee-employer, children, friends, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your spiritual self, your relationship with your higher self. Okay, reevaluate, renegotiate, look at these, and any of them that make you feel small or not good enough or controlled or limited and not respected big time, they're done. So how you related, okay, needs to change. And then you will see the opening to the freedom of, okay, what kind of choices do I have today? If I have no money in my bank and my partner is controlling and I don't see any possibility for me getting out of the situation, then you have to rise to a higher state of consciousness in order to see things you can't see from where you are. And this week, you're lifted up into that. The freedom might seem scary, yet your soul is calling you. You know that, and it's your destiny. So you can choose to make it harder if you want. You can keep saying, oh, well, I don't want to upset this person, or, oh, well, I don't want to, go through the pain, or I don't want this person to be happy, or what if I don't know where I'm going to go? It's okay. You will. But the fear is not going to let you see anything, and it's going to keep you stuck where you are. So freedom from fear, freedom from guilt, freedom from shame, freedom from self-judgment, freedom. What do you want freedom from? Write it down, throw it into the blue ray, and allow this beautiful energy to help you be free, because you have free will. So you are the power in your life. You just don't realize it because you haven't felt that way. That means you can choose to not follow your heart or intuition, even when you hear or see or feel it. And I'm talking to every single one of you. You do get intuitive hits. You have taken time. You might be trying to rush and run and keep up with everybody. You need to free yourself from the rat race. You need to free yourself from the idea that your time isn't important, that you have to do for everyone else, and you can't take time to meditate, to listen, to write, to do your energy work, to cleanse and clear yourself, to clear your space. If you don't do any of that, you're completely vulnerable to way worse than COVID. I can promise you that, because you're not going to be free until you take back your energy. Okay. So yes, you're free to stay in the old patterns. You're free to say, oh, well, I don't want to upset somebody. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, there's no way. But make sure that you stop the illusion and deceiving yourself. Because when you choose, you're not accepting what's in front of you. And when you keep saying, this is my limit, this is my limit, this is my limit, and you are recreating it, you're choosing it again, you're picking it up and putting it in front of you, picking up and putting it in front of you, and you can't see past it, and you never will. But you're free to do that. Wouldn't you rather free yourself, to use your free will, to choose something different, even if it's a little scary? So you can choose to hold yourself back and keep waiting for outside circumstances to be different. When I have more money, when this person graduated, when this person's okay with the divorce, when the money is here, whatever it is, okay, to be different or better, and wait to accept and love you and who you are, other people. Is that what you want to do with your freedom, with your choice? Because that's your power. And the two suns are power, energy, life force energy coming together to show you a gateway to something different. So are you the block to your freedom? Most likely. Yet do not stress, okay? Don't judge yourself, because you just bind those prison bars tighter. When you get upset that you realize that you've thought this way. I've had clients come to realizations that they feel like they've wasted their life, or they've had so much fear in their life, and they're starting to see where they gave away what they wanted, and they hid their spiritual gifts, and they this and that. We've all done it, okay? It's all part of the journey, but you're completing it now. That's what I'm talking about. Be here now, complete it, let it go. Freedom is achieved by letting go, not staying attached to the past, the fear, the pain, other people's opinions, and who you were told you were or had to be. Okay? So Freedom Day, this week, understand, explore, experiment with what you really love and you want to do, and play, okay? Play with the joy and the possibility of freedom and the kind and loving light from Sirius and the sun. If you were free to choose what your heart truly wants, let's play what if. What if you were free to choose what your heart truly wants? Where would you live? Who would you really want to be with? Don't make it about other people. Oh, well, but I love this person. But if they're no longer aligned the highest good for you, then it is their highest good to move on also. Okay. Do you even know what your heart truly wants? Most people don't. Do you believe you can have it? Most people don't. So you might get whipped into a frenzy by some sort of, super inspiring experience. It's like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then it wanes and then it fades because you have the beliefs that say you can't have it. It'll never happen. You can't break free. You need them and them and them and that and this and the other thing. Or you've closed your heart off because it's been too scary to express who you truly are and be cut off or be hurt. So how does your inner self, child, or spirit want you to express and live your spirituality? Can you do it despite feeling oppressed, judged, or ridiculed? No. You have to free yourself from your choice to allow anything outside of you to oppress this inner part of you. If you hold yourself back or have fear of others knowing your true spiritual or energetic beliefs and makeup or curiosity, you're not free. This is one of the biggest freedoms this energy is calling you to right now. Now, I want to mention a caution. That does not mean I want you to start telling people who do not believe like you, who are afraid, critical, maybe even violent, dangerous, or emotionally manipulative, who you are. I'm not saying in order to be free, you have to go tell everybody, I believe in the Sirius energies and they're coming down over me now and they're bathing me in blue and violet light and everybody should be happy, hold hands and listen to it, okay? Be discerning and keep it inside of you. Don't invite criticism. Don't invite the need for anyone else's opinion. Start finding where you can be free to express it. And when somebody comments, you can be like, oh, okay, and not take it in as something that is scary and needs to be shut you down, okay? So take it slow and gentle. Receive and drink in the beauty and be lifted up to new heights so you can see truth and energy, not drama, fear, and stories. Everything happening on the world stage is an illusion crashing. It's an old paradigm and condition that we've all agreed to live within. And we can see that it's toxic, it's diseased, it's out of balance, and it's outdated. And similar to a plant, just leaves or parts of it dying and falling off, we trim those away and the new growth is emerging. And this is a growth with wisdom and love and heart. We have to come through our heart now. So you will have a bridge of energy beaming you into you like as if you were in the Queen's chamber. in the great ancient Egyptian pyramid. We will go there today for an activation. I've been there. It's stunningly powerful energy. I have here in Maya land, I've had all kinds of incredible experiences, and a lot of the pyramids had portals to Egypt. They were connecting. They did communicate. There's pyramids all over the world that work that way. Most of them are underwater right now. They still work there. But the energy at the time for me, the first time I went to Egypt for 3.5 weeks, and I was separated from my life for that amount of time, I had the most profound shift in everything. And when I came back, I truly felt like with one thought, I could create something or uncreate it. And I backed away from that power fairly quickly because I didn't know what to do with it. Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't reclaimed it or I've lost it or I made a mistake, but I know the power that's there. And here's the number one energy. When I arrived in Egypt by myself to meet a big group of people, but I flew by myself, I knew no one else there, 222 people, interesting, we're in 2022. And just walking into the baggage claim area, this Egyptian man who helps you with baggage came over and said, "Welcome home." I walked out to the taxis and I was told, "Welcome home." And I checked into the hotel, the Mena House across from the pyramid, and it was dark. I couldn't see the pyramid, but it is right there. And I could feel it, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, where is it? Where is it? And I checked in my room and I walked out on my balcony and it's just pitch black everywhere. And the man who brought my luggage said, "Welcome home." And all of a sudden, boom, the lights came on and the Great Pyramid was right there. And it was such a profound emotional experience for me, because we're not just saying, "Oh, I've always loved Egyptian culture or history or mythology." No, it's way bigger than that. And that's what you're going to do today. Welcome home. So you want to be independent and choose what's best for you. Okay. In fact, you want to know what's actually optimal for you. Keep that in mind. The real inner you that is starting to come out in this grand metamorphosis that we're all going to be in for a decade or so. So most likely you're so filled with these opinions of drama, uncertainty, and trying to fit into all the rules and shoulds of culture, country, family, institutions that you may not even know who you really are and what you were truly designed for. And that is true. We've been awakening, being able to believe, sense, grasp higher concepts, subtler energies, and that's accelerated now. So we know that we are bigger and vaster. And most of you are here because you want to tap into that. You want to trust your inner intuition. You want to know what the next step is. You want to stop living in pain. So keep in mind that we've all been living our lives to complete old patterns from past lives and our collective consciousness. You see fighting, resistance, more rules, more control in response to the fear that's being thrown in every direction. This does not mean you have to buy into it. See through it, understand energies have been released for us to be free of them. Now, there's a little bit more about the Sirius energy. It is also about technology and advancement, breakthroughs, new solutions, new vision. Technology, not necessarily being computer, but it could. It means a faster, easier, more efficient way of doing something through crystals or virtual, and not having to slog up that physical hill anymore. So this is also a powerful energy this week. So in every sense of the word, solutions are all around you, are going to appear. If you are present and listen, it will work. At this sacred gateway of energy, as this sacred gateway of energy is activated and open between Earth and Sirius, we're receiving heightened energies that we're ready to understand at a higher level than ever before. The high vibrations bring the possibility of spiritual advancements, move technology forward in a human and divine way. That human is represented by our sun, the divinity within us, the higher realm within us, the infinite field, the eternal nature. The divine within us is represented by this spiritual sun. So human and divine coming together, body and soul coming together, bridging. Technology is a big power in this blue violet Sirius energy and will give you power to advance, break through, and all of that. It's also a great time to align your conscious mind with the galactic energies. And galactic energies are when we talk about far, not the moon. These are celestial energies, okay? The moon, sun, but the further away ones hold galactic energies. That is a bigger energy. It is a more expanded container. It is a more expanded universe or multiverse or world. Okay, so you may get very expansive experiences because the galactic energy and the spiritual and freedom-based intentions will open you to deeper intuition. It's a perfect time for you to consciously advance your intuition and your psychic spiritual skills and awaken your senses. So it's one of the reasons why it's perfect to jump into the intuition awakening class right now, even though the live classes won't be starting for several weeks. Intend to use and connect with your intuition and higher realms all this week, all guided by your soul and what is optimal for you at this time. Not, what do I need? No, what is optimal for me at this time? Okay, receive the feminine, intuitive energies from Sirius is going to soften you and relax you to be able to receive deeper than ever before. Relax and trust as your higher self connects to and guides the Sirius energy into you. And your crown and third eye chakras are key to this energy, which also includes your palms. So I teach all these things about your light body, your chakras, sacred geometry, interpreting, intuition, all of these things because they're to empower you. Okay, so this is a big year and summer for intuition. And like I said earlier, I want to invite you to listen more deeply to your inner voice and join the camp. It gives you the newest energies that we have opened levels to, and we're moving forward to the Sirius, to the Lion's Gate, which will be in the middle of the class. See how that worked out? So now with these alignments, I think we've already seen this. They're rising. We're going to see Sirius. We can't see it now, but we're going to see it more as we move towards the Lion's Gate. And I really love this time of year. So I think we've already seen all this. Some reason it seems to be repetitive. So let's go ahead and dive into our Sirius Spiritual Sun Ancient Egyptian Gateway activation. Okay, so you can relax wherever you are. Take a deep breath in. Fill yourself with that light, with that energy. Let it move through all parts of you and ask it to cleanse, clear, and release you from attachments that hold you from being truly free. Close your eye and focus on your inner eye. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Slowly raise that breath and the energy with it. Draw it from Sirius, draw it from our sun, up directly into your pituitary, your third eye. Let it go across your forehead and deep into your brain, back to your pineal, and awaken the crown. I align my third eye and crown to the spiritual sun. And I step onto this gateway, ready and willing, open and receptive to these beautiful, loving energies. Take one more deep breath in. Now feel it going up your nose, up, out of the crown, and then let it go pouring over you. Feel it bathing you, washing through you, cleansing and clearing your throat and your chakras and your cells and your muscles and your restrictions and your pains and your fears and your mind and your emotions, your relationships, your finances, and your soul. I am here ready and willing to open and awaken my truth, to balance myself above, below, masculine, feminine. I call in the spiritual sun of Sirius and welcome the blue ray, the violet ray, and the Sirius energy of loving, spiritual freedom. Now see these two spiritual sun and the sun like two spheres of light above you, far above you, spinning, twirling like a yin and yang, locked into a beautiful dance. They begin to spiral down through your pillar of light, this light all around you containing you, your infinite blueprint, your true potential, your connection to soul, your spiritual gifts, and your possibilities. It spins and spins the gold and the yellow, the blue and the violet, forming a vortex that pours down, clearing, cleansing all of your light, body, mind, emotions, relationships, beliefs, thoughts, fears, past, down and up, down and up, down and up. And now you feel your heart opening, your light beginning to grow, and you're lifted out of your moment, your home, your body, and you're lifted above. You're connecting to your crown. The rays of purple light are expanding and lifting you up. Your soul star opens and your higher self welcomes you. You go past this state into your soul's blueprint and into the infinite field. You immediately merge with this beautiful light. You see and sense this gateway, this bridge of beautiful Sirius light. And you see down below the Great Pyramid in Egypt. You merge with this blue light. You sense and feel the Sirians all around you. You begin to relax and receive more and more of this loving energy. It moves through you, freeing you, and you start to move down this beam of light, coming closer and closer and closer to the pyramid. You realize that your body, the embodiment of all the lives you've had until this moment, your entire soul is in the Queen's chamber, waiting for you. You now are riding your higher self and your soul's blueprint. You are connected clearly. The great central sun, our sun, your solar plexus and your 12th central sun chakra form the light, the strength, the masculine gold energy, and the Syrian blue spiritual energy flows on it like a golden pathway. You begin to slide down this slide. Your consciousness expanded, connected. You understand that the spiritual nature of everything is the key, is the real, is the truth. You feel them unlocking and you pour down the shaft. You are the light. You enter the Queen's chamber as this light. You see yourself laying. You see the wounds scattered around the Queen's chamber. You see the chaos and pain, the fear and drama, the self-loathing, and all of the times that you've limited and held yourself back. You've been shackled, you've been ridiculed. You see your spiritual flame burning deep in your heart, but everything else looks like a battlefield that's been laid out to waste, barely breathing and alive. You begin to move with these spiritual energies, blue, gold, violet, yellow, pouring into the crown of your soul's being, expanding through the eye, freeing you, pouring through the body and the bodies of every life you've ever lived, freeing you, pouring through the minds of every life you've ever lived, every belief you've ever held, pouring through the thoughts and the fears, the regrets and the guilt, pouring through the shame and the pride, pouring through the slavery and the stuckness, pouring through the lack, unhooking, freedom, freedom now, freedom now, freedom for everyone, freedom to the past, freedom to the future, freedom to my body, freedom to my mind, freedom to money, freedom to love, freedom for all, freedom for me. I am free. You feel the rejuvenating, recharging, replenishing energies of this very unique, balanced spiritual light moving through the soul, reverberating out and then back in. All parts of you seem to be communicating now, coming into the same frequency. Scattered, static, uncommunicative, out of alignment energies seem to be soothing, balancing, coming into center. All the pieces of pain, contracts, knots, shackles, prisons, all the beliefs and thoughts, all the relationships, all the threats, and all the losses laying around you in this chamber now begin to be infused with these energies, freeing the pain. It's absorbed down into the base of this pyramid, like thousands of years it has done. It cleanses and clears, pulls it down under the pyramid, into the stones, into the song, into the frequencies and vibrations, the waters, into all of the ancient sacred symbols, artifacts, carvings, energies put here by Thoth and others. You are being cleansed of all that has held your spiritual nature back in this and every life, through the witch hunts, through the crucifixions, through the imprisonments, through the torture, through the killing and the outcasting, through the ridicule and the judgment, through the punishment and denial. Give yourself permission now to be in both states of this consciousness and receive these energies and let them free you and every part of you. Feel it melting, being drawn by these sacred stones. You feel the ancients, the wisdom, the love, the light energy of the ancients that knew the powers of Sirius, that understood the balancing, that understood the cycle. You are here for this initiation and this release in perfect timing. Welcome home. You see all the energies that represented your other lives, the bodies, the fears, the parts, the chaos that was laying around the chamber has all melted. And all the fear and pain has been drawn down deep into the powerful spiritual energies, the sacred symbols, wisdom, and knowledge of the below Great Pyramid, the perfect reflection, the alternate Queen's chamber. And here in this one now, you see and sense it is time for your freedom, for your intention, for you to draw on the energies, the technologies of higher realms, your senses and your intuitive powers to come in now and to allow you to connect to this Sirius energy in a way that you receive the communication, you understand the communication, you listen to and live with the communication. You see all parts of you turning blue, softening and flowing together like a river of light, moving around the Queen's chamber and now building up and up and up into a new pillar of blue, purple light. Within it, you feel and sense the real you is forming, ready and willing. You merge your current consciousness with the real you inside the Queen's chamber, connected above and below, bathed in blue light, freed from pain, past parents, programs, patterns, and control. I am that I am, merge deeper and allow. I am that I am, receive. You begin to sense and feel that standing in this space, in these energies, there are so many connections, like wires, like frequencies everywhere. I'm ready and willing to connect, to flow, to communicate, to receive the guidance and the healing and align with my true spiritual truth and blueprint, free from the past, free to receive, free to choose, free to express. I am that I am. E.A. Escher, E.A. Feel your third eye and your crown and your palms, all receiving these connections, weaving you together and bringing this gateway open in your own personal path. I am that I am light. I am aligned and balanced and guided by my spiritual and physical son. I trust that this is the moment and I rise to my spiritual signature and my soul's truth, powers, gifts. I'm free myself to receive, to express, to be renewed, loved, rejuvenated, connected to all the realms and energies that are optimal for me and my highest good in this and every moment. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now stay here in this chamber, stay in this light, travel back up through the shaft when you are ready, freer. Now you re-enter the bridge of light, but you are expanded and you are free. Move up and down the shaft, in and out of body and spirit. Move down to the below. Love and release all that has been. The shadow self is still there, but is not in power. It is there as support. Support for your new spiritual truth. Support as wisdom. Support as trust. Feel and see this expansion each day as you repeat this, and stay here as long as is optimal at this time. We give great thanks for this beautiful activation, for the Syrians and for our sun, for the ancients and the Great Pyramid. We give great thanks to our higher selves and our crown, to our third eye and all of our parts of our soul that are ready and willing at this time to let go, to be free of the shackles, the past, and the fears, no longer holding them in body, mind, no longer holding them in emotion, finance, or relationships. I re-enter this moment free and connected. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. It is optimal to take your time after a deep activation like this. Each time you repeat this, and I hope you will have a deeper, different experience. You'll integrate what you're receiving. You'll communicate more deeply with these energies. This is such an important thing. Every week we have different energies to work with. What could be more important than freeing our spiritual truth, our higher nature, our vast, incredible self, and the infinite eternal nature of truth and the multiverses? Because this is where we're headed. This is where we're ready to live. This is what we're ready to create. But we're stuck in old paradigms and we're watching them fall apart. And some you're freed of, and some you're becoming aware of, and some you still haven't even seen. So be loving to yourself, receive this energy, play in it, travel with it, know that it's loving. Look where you can free yourself, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste. I hope you'll join me in my intuition awakening, and I hope you will join the retreat. I hope you'll let me know what else and how else I can be of service to you. My purpose is to be a clear and open channel for the highest good of all concerned that are related to my highest good. And that is not an ego thing. That is making sure that I'm walking my path, not trying to do something that isn't my true path. Be free and let others be free too. Namaste.